So hi and welcome to In the Spotlight. I'm Jenny Clift. I'm a violinist and an EFT tapping coach, and I'm really pleased to have a very special guest today with me, the German baritone, Birger Radde. Welcome, Birger.
Hello, Jenny.
Hi, good to
Glad
see
to be
you.
here.
Yeah. Just a little bit of background about you, Birger, before I start asking your questions. So,
Okay.
Birger is a classically trained opera singer. He's a baritone based in Bremen, Germany, and in Rome, Italy, where he currently is. He's currently under contract at the Theatre Bremen as a lyrical baritone, but he's been singing on German and European stages for the last 8 years. Amongst his wide range of repertoire, he's sung all the major Mozart roles for baritone, including Don Giovanni and Conte Almaviva. And tell me if I get any of these names wrong, Birger, all right?
Okay. I will listen carefully.
Yeah, listen to this next paragraph. Okay, so his favorite roles include Enrico Ashton, I can say that one, in Lucia di Lammermoor by Donizetti, Renato in The Masked Ball by Verdi, the title role of Woodzeck by Alban Berg, and the role of Eugene Onegin by Tchaikovsky.
Perfect.
As well as his operatic work and complementing it, Birger's built an extensive concert and oratory repertoire with an emphasis on German Lied. So over to you, welcome Birger. You are in the spotlight.
Okay.
Okay. So tell me a little bit. We got through 2020, which has been challenging for everybody. How about for you as an opera singer? Tell me a little bit about the challenges from last year.
Okay. Yeah, last year was, as you just said, challenging for all of us in the classical music industry, classical music world, especially on the opera stages, the theater stages, the concert stages. So, in my case, it was kind of dramatic. I was in the final rehearsals of Falstaff by Giuseppe Verdi. I was singing Ford there. And it was the day of our final rehearsal right before opening night. And I got a phone call early in the morning. I was still laying in bed. I was sleeping in this day because we had another rehearsal the night before. And the office of the opera house told me, okay, Birger, the orchestra just decided to cancel the rehearsal tonight, and we have to postpone the whole production.
Wow.
And I was shocked, and I was paralyzed for a certain amount of time, for several weeks actually, because from this moment on, everything stopped. And the energy, that you have right before an opening night is very high. And you prepared this role for several months, and you really want to go on stage and bring it. And this just went somewhere into the universe, this energy. And I didn't know what to do after that. I was really paralyzed for a few weeks. And but then, this was the shock and probably the most dramatic moment of the year for many people. But after that, I
picked yourself up. So tell me a bit about some of the good things that have happened this year, last year.
So I met a lot of new people online, including you.
Yeah.
We started tapping with each other, which is for me a success story. And I met an agent. I auditioned for an agency, got into the agency, and was offered to sing for a summer festival in Germany. And I got the role and had my audition there for this summer festival. And other things happened in my life. I decided, I had this idea for 2 years, but I decided finally to move to Rome to live with my living partner, my life partner here, who works here in Rome. yeah.
So can I ask you, Birger, I mean, how does that work? You've got a contract in an opera house in Germany, and now you're living, so why aren't you living, 2 blocks away from the opera house
Yes.
and staying there?
Well,
Tell me a bit about that.
I'm actually, I'm doing that actually. I have a small apartment in Bremen right now, which is my working apartment. And
Okay.
always when I have work in Bremen, I will stay there. But I'm working at this opera company for 5 years now. I have a permanent contract there, like many singers in Germany do. You get your monthly income, you have all the social benefits, health insurance, etc.
Sounds like paradise.
It is very secure. It's a very secure life.
Yeah.
And it's very stable, and you can, during the time at a theater, you can develop a lot of skills. You can sing. You can start to create a big repertoire. You can sing a lot of different roles. But after a certain amount of time, it's really also, it's like a one-way street.
Okay.
You get maybe a bit stuck. And I decided I don't want to work there until I'm retiring. So
Right.
I had to think about ways how to get out of it. It sounds very dramatic, but I had this idea for some years now, and I finally did this. And I think COVID and the whole pandemic was was a moment where I really went for it. I just decided I cannot wait longer. My life goes on, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to retire in Bremen.
No, I know that for you, working on the kind of stuff inside, I mean, you're very active in finding an agent, and how has kind of doing the inner work, if you like, and helped in that process, actually practically, if you like, with your career and finding new opportunities and things?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that, especially in I remember in May, June, when we started working to create like a success spiral, or to create like success energy around you. And I found ways in the summer, I mean, sometimes it's also going away, but I felt especially in the summer, there was a momentum. And I feel like this inner work, tapping, but also meditation, I can find a peaceful place and a energy that opens my personality up. Like especially like in the situation of an audition. I remember I was tapping, like for this audition this summer, I was tapping right before I went on stage, tapping for letting my inner self out.
Wow.
Letting, like, trusting on what is there already, and trying to stop the inner critic. I mean, it's not, when you walk on stage and you stand in front of this audience, of this small jury that is listening to you, of course, there's always fear, and there's always also excitement, There, to find this balance of using the fear to kick your ass, and at the same time to find this also excitement about this moment, to present yourself and your voice to the world.
I love that.
Inspire.
I love that.
And
I love that. The idea of a balance. Yeah, it's great.
Of a balance, yeah. So those things, are helpful. I mean, working with you was helpful to find this balance, and also to get closer to the resources, or to the source.
Nice, yeah. So, and one thing I know that happened for you this year was that you were nominated Opera Singer of the Year. That must have felt good. How do you go about being nominated for something like that? I mean, it's, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I was happy. I was very happy to read that. You know, there's this very famous German opera magazine. It's called Opernwelt, Opera World, and the process is like this. There are 50 different opera critics worldwide, actually, but mostly German opera critics. And they nominate in different categories. And there is like Opera Singer of the Year and Newcomer of the Year, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So I was nominated by a critic who saw my Don Giovanni performance this year before.
Okay.
And yeah, so I was...
Because what is your, sorry, I keep interrupting you. What's your feeling about critics? You know, what's your relationship with critics, if you like, and getting, you know, criticism, if you like, or getting reviews?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, critics are, I think everybody likes to read positive reviews of one's singing and appearing on stage.
Yeah.
But it's also, nobody talks about that maybe, but it's also hard to read negative critiques about yourself.
Yeah.
And it's always, it is something that has, I mean, a lot of people deny that they read the reviews, but I think everybody is sort of doing it. And
it's hard not to, isn't it?
And when you read something that, I mean, you feel misjudged, you feel hurt if somebody writes something negative about you. I mean, I remember one, I mean, there are also a lot of online reviews now from like blogs, opera blogs, and
yeah, of course.
And once I was reading something and I felt so misjudged and so sad about what I had to, and I knew that also in this production, I mean, the production was also not, you know, sometimes you cannot really do much when the whole thing is also sort of weird, you know. And
yeah,
so I felt, yeah, it's hurtful.
Yeah, it's always a collaboration,
and you cannot do anything about it, you know. It's you're in the hands of the critics, and they just
that's tough. Yeah. Wow. So tell me a little bit about this year to come, 2021. What kind of projects have you got? And
yeah, so I'm singing at the theater in Bremen. If the season is going to happen, I mean, right now we are all in a lockdown again, but we're planning to reopen the opera house when the lockdown is done. So maybe in March, April, then I will sing the role of Musiklehrer in Ariadne of Naxos by Richard Strauss, which is a very funny role, and it's also more of a like mature guy, and it's a very interesting new repertory for me. There's those more heroic baritone characters, and then I will finally debut in a Wagnerian role by in Tannhäuser.
That sounds very different.
Yeah, it is very different. It's my first approach to Wagner, and I'm really happy to finally sing this role. And this is going to happen in July in the Heidenheim Opera Festival. And there is another project that I developed during the Corona pandemic. I discovered a composer who worked and lived in Bremen, Germany for many years, like 100 years ago. And he wrote a lot of songs, and nobody knows about the music. And I decided to research this composer, and I found a lot of songs.
Wow.
And I'm going to start a project performing those songs and this literature. And my idea and my hope is that I can maybe also do a recording next year.
Love it.
Of those songs.
Yay. Yeah. That's so great, isn't it? So all these songs that are presumably not well known at all.
No, not well known at all. And it's like the music is very late romantic style, but it's very close. Actually, the poetry is a lot of poetry is from North Germany, so it describes the landscape, the nature.
Oh, I love it.
And it is actually, I would say it's probably, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, no, it's great. You're going to put a new composer, well, not new, but a composer on the map. I love it. Yeah. And kind of honor Bremen at the same time, where you've been living and working. I love it. So where can we find you online, Birger? So if people want to
so there's my website. You can
that was another win from last year, wasn't it?
Yes, another project from 2020. I built my website, birgerradde.com. You can also find me on the website of my agency, PR Meinecke Artists. You can also find me on social media, on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, I'll add all these links as well so that people can find you. Brilliant. Cool. Yeah. And is there anything else you'd like to add? Tell me any last words.
Last words of Birger. So,
today.
So in the last year, I met a lot. I told you I met a lot of people, and online mostly, and there was a lot of discussion and a lot of drama and a lot of conversations about the future of classical music and opera, and a lot of people raised the question, is this going to survive? Is opera going to survive, or is it dying? Shouldn't we all, find new jobs and look for other things to do? And I just want to say that don't stop believing in the power of music and art in general. This is going on for centuries now. Opera is, 500 years old, and music itself, it's one of the oldest art forms. It's in our genes, And I don't think that it will just die like that by a pandemic. The business might change, and maybe there are, for me, it's evolution. It always, classical concerts look differently 200 years ago than they are looking today.
Of course, yeah,
they will look different in 100 years. So who knows what is going to happen, but don't lose the faith and the faith in music and the power of music. And also don't lose the faith in your abilities as a classical musician and opera singer.
I love that. I love that. That's fantastic. Thank you for that. Thank you for that positive message to end up, because and I also feel we can create our future, and by putting out this and working with this message, you're creating an amazing future for yourself and for music and opera and everything. So thank you very much for being in the spotlight today, Birger. It's been such a joy to talk to you, as always. And I look forward to your CD, and I look forward to hearing many more recordings from you. So good to see you.
Thank you, Jenny.
Yeah.